Hello, welcome back. Look at me, back at the video store. Can you believe it? Anyway, yeah, I plan on getting back to doing more videos and stuff. I've just been down a rabbit hole lately. For some reason, I've really discovered Alice in Chains, which is crazy because probably about 10 years ago, if not more, can't even remember the years now, but worked at a explosives plant called Kilgore with a dude we'll just call G Money or G String, G something. But so I was a Nirvana guy. G Money was definitely an Alice in Chains guy. And I don't know how many nights when we worked together did we have this argument, Nirvana versus Alice in Chains. Him coming, that Alice in Chains had way better musicianship, way better voice, the Cantrell being, way better guitar player than Kurt, which you really can't argue that point. You can't say that Kurt was a better guitar player because, the whole point of Nirvana kind of was to make songs that kids could play. So it kind of wasn't their aim to be musically complicated. Even their solos is basically the, one string playing sort of the beat of the song, just with a little vibrato added. But anyway, we would go at it, all the time. If one of us brought up either band, then it was on, arguing. But what G Money did do was get almost everybody that worked there playing guitar. Anybody who worked nights, we would just bring guitars and play. None of us could play as good as G Money, but we tried. We even had one worker that could play almost entire songs with one finger. She refused to do chords or just do a finger placement where the middle finger and the ring finger and even pinky would come into play. She would just pick it with just the pointer finger. It was kind of weird. She would play Bob Marley and stuff that way. But anyway, so here lately, just messing around on YouTube. On the side it gives you suggestions. And I've always heard that Alice in Chains Unplugged session is probably the best Unplugged that's ever been done. Now Nirvana's done an Unplugged, so I never believed that. So I clicked on probably Down in a Hole first, which automatically I was blown away. The only part I don't like about Down in a Hole is the down in the hole, losing my soul, losing control. That part that lyrically seems a little easy, I guess. But the rest of that song, holy crap. And then I clicked on Would. W-O-U-L-D. If you have never heard that and never heard it unplugged, holy shit. That song alone might have won the argument for G Money, because in that one song, I definitely think they outdo everything Nirvana ever did. I still love Nirvana. I still think Nirvana's a great band. But holy shit. Would is a masterpiece. Then I clicked on Nutshell. Whoa. And the lead singer, Lane Staley's obviously out of it on heroin. Dude looks passed out and is still singing better than every other grunge band ever. So anyway, that's why I kind of haven't done any videos lately. I've been down in a rabbit hole of Alice in Chains. But since I'm here, I will do a quick movie review. The other night, somehow the other sister got brought up, and a friend of mine had never seen it, and I'm like, dude, I got the other sister. I saw this junk in theaters. I just love this movie. So we watched that, so I'm going to review that for you right now. Here's the thing. If I had my choice of jobs, other than writer or comedian, I would probably want to work with the mentally handicapped. I just have always loved being around people, whether it be Down syndrome or just, what back in the day we would use the R word. I won't say that, but just anybody with like a mental handicap. I just like being around. It's almost like they're a step further in evolution, where people think they're limited and maybe people think they're a step back. I think maybe they're more evolved, because I've just never seen anybody mentally handicapped that's mean or evil, or, there was one guy with Down syndrome that would get cranky and act out, but they don't have any like vile intentions, you know what I mean? So I just really I'm drawn to those kind of people. So anytime there's a movie or a show about them, like I watched Born This Way, oh, you don't want to see me watch that show. I get highs and lows, But anytime a movie or show comes out that deals with that, I have to watch it. So I went and saw The Other Sister in theaters. And I was probably barely 18, if that. But anyway, so it's about this real kind of posh, wealthy family who has a daughter that is mentally handicapped. And when the movie starts, she's coming from the special school she's gone to. And you see flashbacks where she was, really acting out, and just they couldn't control her. They couldn't, I don't know, they just couldn't get her. And even though she would act out because people were picking on her and she didn't mean to do most of the stuff, but they just couldn't handle her, I guess, because the dad was an alcoholic and the mom is just, keeping up with the Joneses, all appearances matter. So they sent her to this special school when she was really little. And when the movie starts, she's getting out of the school and coming back to stay with her parents, and her dad's picking her up. And then when she gets home, you can just already tell, Diane Keaton plays the mom. Juliette Lewis plays the daughter, Carla Tate, with the mental handicap. Sarah Paulson plays a sister that is lesbian in the movie, so that was pretty progressive back then. And then there's kind of a sister that's getting married to a guy, which, if you really look at the movie, she would kind of be the other sister, because she's the only one that Diane Keaton just accepts everything that she's doing. She doesn't accept Carla Tate's limitations, and she doesn't accept Sarah Paulson's, sexual preference. So, and Tom Skerritt, he's no longer drinking. He's the dad in the movie, and he's just kind of trying to keep the peace and get Diane Keaton to just be like, look, our kids are doing great. Let them be them. Just a really weird balance in the, Diane Keaton and the Tom Skerritt. One of them's real laid back, one of them's real uptight. So just a cool dynamic there. But basically, Carla Tate comes back and automatically she wants to go to school. She wants to be a veterinarian's assistant. Of course, Diane Keaton don't think that's possible. Diane Keaton sees Carla Tate as, she's just gonna need taken care of her whole life. But the school that Carla Tate went to, has given her confidence. She knows that she can accomplish things, and might be my favorite Juliette Lewis performance ever, because she doesn't overdo it. She plays like people I've met. Even though she's, mentally incapacitated or whatever, mentally, I guess, handicapped, even though I don't see it as a handicap, she's aware enough to know that she does have limitations, but she's also aware enough to know where she doesn't. And I mean, she just really stands up for herself on things. She ends up going to school right away. And you can tell Diane Keaton is not only regretting sending her away at a young age, but realizing she's totally missed the time that she would have been completely taking care of Carla because she sent her to that school, because now Carla is back and she wants to be independent. She meets this boy Danny, played by Giovanni Ribisi, who's also playing mentally handicapped. And I'm doing that because I don't see it as a handicap, but it's the only way I can explain the character, because, you know, the PC culture and stuff. Plus, I wouldn't use the R word to describe anybody with a mental handicap anyway. The only time I've ever used the R word is to talk about somebody that isn't mentally handicapped, or, you know, kind of a throwaway slang back in the day, but never would I call somebody with a mental, you know, handicap. Never would I call them the R word. But so she meets Daniel McMahon, played by Giovanni Ribisi, and I like it because he didn't go to the special school. He went to regular schools, and you know, Carla going to a special school meant people didn't really pick on her because everybody there was, you know, special. Giovanni, you could tell he came from, you know, just the real world, and he's been beaten down, man. People at the school him and Carla are going to really pick on him, and his dad is like paying for his school, and when he's failing, and you know, his dad don't want to pay anymore, and he has this breakdown because, you know, everybody his whole life has called him stupid, and he keeps failing these classes, and it's I mean, these shows hit me in the feels, so this one gets to me. But yeah, so they like check their grades during a school dance, because him and Carla eventually start seeing each other as boyfriend and girlfriend, which of course Carla's mom does not care for Diane Keaton. She's, you know, she can't believe Carla comes back, and then like everything she's ever dread happens. But so they're looking at their grades, and Carla passed, and of course Daniel didn't, and he just has this breakdown in the hallway that, oh, it's so emotional. It gets me right in the feels. But, and of course Carla, being smarter than most people, you know, uplifts him and helps him, and it's just a really amazing scene in a really amazing movie. But so anyway, Daniel lives on his own, so Carla wants to live on her own, and of course Diane Keaton is like, you can't, that's impossible, you know. But it's not impossible, and Carla knows it's not impossible, and boom, Carla's on her own. I mean, there's no stopping her. And then of course, being a kind of a romantic comedy drama, something happens between her and Daniel, where Daniel and her split. That gets you in the feels because you root for these two people. And of course they come back together, and now they want to get married. Diane Keaton is not for this either. Of course, Tom Skerritt's like, you know, I'm going to go to the wedding. It's my daughter. I'm walking her down that aisle, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, had a customer come in. So Tom Skerritt's like, I'm going to walk her down the aisle. You know, I think it's you know, bad when you reach a point in your life you're not talking to your kids. Of course, her sisters are behind this wedding, because Carla even invites Sarah Paulson's partner, Michelle, that has never gotten invited to any family function. And so, of course, when Tom Skerritt's getting ready to go to the wedding and give away Carla, Diane Keaton sitting there looking through a magazine, sulking, you know, wondering why nobody's on her side, of course, but, you know, whatnot. But anyway, we get the wedding, and you'll have to watch to see, does Diane Keaton have a change of heart? Does she Does she show up and embrace her daughter's independence? You'll have to watch. But anyway, the movie kind of ends with Carla and Daniel riding off into the sunset together, and I kind of wish they'd make a sequel. I'd love to see where Carla and Daniel are today, but I can't give this movie any less than 5 stars out of 5 because I just love it so much. I love the story. I love the characters. I love the acting. Every character is different. Even the sister that is normal by all standards, even she has her own character. She's not perfect. And it seems like that's all Diane Keaton wants is her kids to be perfect. She even has a speech on a yacht at one point. These people were real well off. She has a speech on a yacht about first you're judged as a person, then you're judged by how your kids turn out. And Tom Skerritt's like, our kids are doing great. They're happy. And watching the movie, you really see our kids are doing well. All of them, even Carla. But Diane Keaton's character is just so stuck on appearances, and it's real different to see Diane Keaton take on a role that's kind of unlikable. Like, if there was any villain in the movie, you would almost say it was Diane Keaton, but the character was needed, and of course Diane Keaton plays it perfectly, and I don't know, I just highly recommend the movie. Even if these kind of movies aren't your thing, give it a chance, because it's funny, it's emotional, it's just a really good story, and when I say funny, like even Born This Way is funny, and it's never laughing at the person with the mental, disability. Never. Like when I watch Born This Way, which is about real people with Down syndrome, you laugh when they make jokes. I mean, I don't want to say they're people, They do have personalities. Their condition is not all there is to them, just like anybody else. There's always layers, and then there's always personality there. But watching Born This Way, they're funny, and then it's sad. Like, you'll see people that just treat them in a way that just makes you mad and sad, and I don't know. But definitely give the other sister a watch. I highly recommend it. Anyway, it's good to be back, man. I'm glad to be doing another video finally. But I don't know, like I've been doing nothing but watching Alice in Chains on YouTube, and it's, hard to do a video just gushing about what a great band a 90s band is, you know what I mean? Even though they have released music since Lane passed, but anyway, check them out. Check out the other sister. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks for coming back. I'll try and keep doing them, regularly, every other day, every few days, something. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.